It was winter. In early January, my grandmother's relative, let's call her Katya, came home after exams and immediately ran to meet her friends. In the evening, they agreed to do a fortune-telling at the home of one of her friends. And since that friend's family had gone to visit her grandfather, she decided to use this occasion, as they say, to the fullest. This girl invited all her friends. She prepared all the attributes for fortune-telling, candles, cards, and even bought a special book on fortune-telling in some store. At 12 o'clock at night, the girls started fortune-telling, including on mirrors. By the way, I heard earlier that it is very dangerous to perform fortune-telling with mirrors, as there is an endless corridor from which otherworldly evil can come out and destroy the fortune-teller. It is necessary to stop such a session in time. But many people do not observe this, are not serious, which leads to terrible consequences. So, the girls were fortune-telling until late at night. When everyone was tired and began to go to bed, Katya decided not to go home, but to stay until morning and spend the night, as there was a lot of space in her friend's house. The time was about 3 o'clock in the morning. Our heroine kept lying down and could not fall asleep. She went to sleep in one of the rooms on the second floor. It was a 2-story house. The other girls decided to sleep on the first floor, so that she would not be afraid to be alone upstairs. The landlady, the girl at whose house the fortune-telling was done, turned on a nightlight nearby, a faintly glowing lamp when you can see around you, but very faintly. In general, Katya lay like that with her eyes closed, thinking about the latest events of the week, and of course, about the recent rite of divination for about 30 minutes, but sleep did not come. Suddenly, there was a loud knocking at the window. Katya was frightened because it was the second floor and saw a very large fist in the window, which was banging furiously on the glass. She was terrified and wanted to run downstairs, but she could not make a single movement when she got up from the sofa. Someone restrained her, and then she saw a real nightmare. From the old TV, right on the screen appeared the image of the devil and began to quickly approach her. Katya tried to scream, as she could not move, but someone seemed to take away her voice. And then above the bed, she saw the head of this devil. He was staring straight into her eyes. She started choking from the horror. It lasted about 10 seconds. Suddenly, everything disappeared. Katya managed to breathe for a couple seconds and tried to get up to run downstairs to her girlfriends, but no such luck. Barely raised up, the picture was completely repeated. There was a knocking at the window. A silhouette of the devil quickly went from the TV, and again that head was looking at her, and she couldn't breathe. And again, everything disappeared. Our heroine went through this whole nightmare 10 times, as if the frames were on replay. Having experienced all the horror on herself for the last time, the girl decided to breathe. She stood up for a second, waiting for the next frame, looking out the window and at the TV, but the room was quiet. The knocking had stopped. The devil was not coming out. The girl, not believing it, abruptly got out of bed and frightened ran down the stairs with a mad scream that burst from her chest. She woke everyone up, sputtering about the terrible incident. After that, the fortune tellers sat up until morning, gathered in the kitchen. Everyone was horrified, and everyone said they would never do any more fortune telling, not even at Christmas.